Hi, everybody, and welcome to, once again, a weekly review live. Here we are. This is for, I lost my date, November 7th. This is for the week of November 3rd through November 7th. Here we are. It's Friday, headed towards the weekend. Remember, if you're watching this live, feel free to send any questions by Twitter to @WindsorChem. Or you can text in questions. Sorry, I'm moving some things around here. You can text in questions live if you're watching to 607-205-8577. If you're watching this on the replay, you can send your questions to Twitter or to email. There are the addresses. So not a ton to really dive into this week because we really talked about two things, and we started Unit 6, electrons and atoms. Very exciting. Don't forget, with the QR codes, if you need help along the way, you can scan those. You'll notice we haven't gotten to homework, but the homeworks, when I find them, have QR codes, so you can scan those as you're going through if you have some questions. All you need is some sort of a smart device, whether it's a phone or an iPad, and it has to have a camera and a QR reader, which you can download for free. Most of you already have one of those now because you took part in the scavenger hunt. That ended today at 2:30. Hope you had fun with that. Definitely going to do that again in the second marking period. It was fun watching you try and figure things out. Maybe we'll do a little bit different format next time, but it was good. Congratulations, and I'll be looking at those pretty soon here. So what did we have going on this week? Well, I think we had the Unit 5 exam, and then we got right into Unit 6, which was all about electrons and atoms. So we talked about the Bohr model in that you have the different levels, and we looked at the periodic table, and we saw how to fill electrons correctly, right? Some of us got into ground state versus excited state, but the idea is when you're, there we go. When you're properly filling the electron shells, you fill from the lowest level up. And we had that one octet rule that says you can't have more than 8 electrons in your outermost shell. So what we did was we built a new shell and we put 1 electron out there. But before we go back and fill, we had to have 2 electrons out. Then we can go back and fill the previous level until it's completely filled. Then we can start working on this level. And we can go until we hit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I got to stop. And then I make a new level and I put 1 out there. And then before I go back and fill, I have to put 2 out there. Then I can go back and fill this level all the way up until it's filled. And then I keep going like that. And again, that could be a little tricky, but if you had trouble with that, go check out video 6.1 in the Google Drive. I think it's really helpful. It gives you a couple examples like we looked at in class. It goes through them. Also, you can kind of follow the filling pattern on your periodic table if you wanted to do that, so that's fine. Then with the second part of the week, we got into the wave mechanical model, and there was a ton when it comes to wave mechanical model. I could go through it, but really 6.2 goes through it. So go watch 6.2. But with the wave mechanical model, there's principal energy levels, and then within that there are sublevels, and then within that there are orbitals, and that's where the electrons are. And the Bohr model with the rings and the wave mechanical model with all the different levels, they're 2 different models. They're really not the same thing. They're 2 different models. It's just one is much more precise and exact as to where electrons are. And we'll see in next week when we get into labs why we had to have that quantum mechanical model with all the different levels instead of just rings. Now, the nice part is in this year, in this whole course, we're really just going to deal with the rings. We don't need to deal with the wave mechanical model, even though it's there and it helps explain things, and that's why I like to talk about it. But we deal with the simple model, the ring model, the Bohr model. So, whatever. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, 6.2 tells you a lot of stuff that you need to know about the wave mechanical model. But like I said in class, there's only really 2 things you need to know about the wave mechanical model. It's the newest model, and it's based on orbitals, which are probability regions. So it's like an electron could be there, but it doesn't have to be there. Kind of the deal is, sorry, I just got a message in. It was a little distracting. Where was I? Oh, it's a probability region. It's kind of like, well, great example. If you were looking for me in the school, where are you most likely going to find me? Here in the classroom. Could I be in the hallway? Sure, I could. Could I be down in, because I keep saying it, Mr. Doolittle's room? Sure, I could. But where are you most likely to find me? Here. And in fact, the greatest zone of probability is right here in this desk. Right? So that's kind of what the wave mechanical model is about. But we're going to get into that some more. But again, the two things that you need to know is that it's the most recent model and that it's based on orbitals, which are probability regions. Because remember, the atomic theory went solid spheres, empty space, orbits, which are prescribed paths, and orbitals, which are probability regions. So that was it. Then some of the classes, we got into ground state and excited state. So I'm going to wait on that a little bit. But basically, the ground state is just what it sounds like. It's the lowest level. The excited state is anything else. And that's what's going to drive our labs. We're going to look at 4 labs next week. We're going to look at lifesavers, then we're going to look at glow-in-the-dark stuff, then we're going to look at flame tests, then we're going to look at emission spectroscopy, because it's kind of like simple version, little bit more complicated still, totally complicated. But we're going to build up to it. It's going to be cool. I think you're going to enjoy it, and life is good. So believe it or not, that's everything. Right? So for this week, if you need some extra help, go check out videos 6.1 and 6.2. They're really going to help you out with this stuff. Some friendly reminders. Today was the end of 10 weeks. So that's good, right? Hopefully you got all your stuff in. And let's see, is that a tweet for me? No, it's not. It says, talks about Taylor Swift's fight with Spotify. That is actually kind of a big deal. If you haven't checked into that, you should maybe look that up a little bit. But one little update that I wanted to make you aware of, like I told you, if you haven't already, go and check out the webpage right here. Right here. And when you do so, you'll see the eSchool parent access is still there. That's great. The Twitter feed is still there, right? We could actually, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can break the internet. And yeah! Breaking the internet. That's me. Okay, let's just stop. That was weird. But you got all the stuff here. There's too much of a delay to really break the internet. And then this calendar, that's the new part that I wanted to point out, right? And you can click on things and they get you information. I got when labs end, I'll put when exams are up. These got to move a little bit. End of 3 weeks, if we go over here at the end, winter recess, all that, end of 6 weeks, end of the marking period. I'm going to put a bunch of stuff in here that's helpful. I'm not going to put homework in here, but again, the homework shows up in Twitter, so that's good. And then again, if you want, you can add this calendar to your calendar, right? By clicking on that link, you can import that into iCal. You can import that into your Android calendar so that it shows up in your calendar, and then you can see what's going on. Parents can do that too. That's totally fine. So yeah, that's it. Kind of a short one this week, but that's how it works. So thank you very much for tuning in. Again, if you have other questions about this, you can, well, where'd my thing go? It vanished. Oh no. I hope you can see it's still down here. I don't know if it is. That's weird. It's not showing up. Anyway, if you have questions, you can send them to @WindsorChem on Twitter. You can also email them to rbray@windsor-csd.org. Other than that, I hope you have a great week. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you back on Monday for labs. I'm out of here. Later.